Okay, well, I am getting ready to go explore. Here I'm at the Walmart. Big Class A over there. RVs have been coming and going. I stayed here last night, but I had moved back to my street location because I've been here in Cedar City longer than I had anticipated, and I don't want to abuse my privilege of being here at the Walmart. So I've been here for 1 or 2 days, and then I go back to my location down the street and I park there for 1 or 2 days. So I am on my way to go explore something that's really unique to southern Utah. In fact, it's unique to a lot of places. Turns out there is a very popular Shakespeare Festival down here. And it's not too far from where I'm staying. It's at Southern Utah University, and it's been going on for decades. So from the Walmart that I'm at, it's just, 2 miles maybe to the university, and it's pretty awesome. So we're on Main Street. This is sort of the main drag here in Cedar City. And we just come down a couple of lights, turn left, and there is the university with world famous Shakespeare Festival. You know, as small towns go, it doesn't have the most interesting small downtown, but it is still kind of interesting. There's a great little coffee shop off to the left. You know, just very typical small town America downtown. Typical buildings from the late 1800s, early 1900s. And voila, we turn here. And there we are. There is one of the 3 Shakespeare Festival theaters. This is one of the newer ones that's ahead. So there are actually 4 festival buildings here. An original one that's not really primarily used anymore. That's kind of the most interesting one. And the one straight ahead is one of the newer ones that was built to resemble the Globe Theater, the original Globe Theater of Shakespearean times. Look at that. Utah Shakespeare Festival. And there's the Southern Utah Museum of Art. It's been closed. I haven't been able to go in and see it, which is too bad. And there we are, Southern Utah University. So while I'm here in Cedar City, I just wanted to come down here, Southern Utah University, and try and find their Shakespeare Center, because it's supposed to be like kind of world famous as, you know, like a Shakespeare Festival, oddly down here in Southern Utah. Oh, look at that. There it is. Oh, apparently they've got this recreation of the Globe Theater. I don't know how close it is, but it's supposed to be like, this is it. This is the Shakespeare Center. Oh, this is so cool. Look at this. Oh yeah, wow. That's cool. So they have this huge Shakespeare Festival that comes in here. And look at this. How incredible. I mean, just how cool is this? Back in the early 60s, a drama instructor, I believe he was a drama instructor, had started organizing Shakespeare plays during the summer out on the grass, and it began growing until 1962. It was formed into the official Southern Utah Shakespeare Festival. And so Fred Adams, from 1962 to 1968-69, was holding just out on the grass on a makeshift stage Shakespeare plays with a troupe of people that would come and perform, and they would put up the stages and disassemble them after a couple weeks when the season was over. But near the end of 68-69, that temporary stage had become really rickety, apparently, and it was becoming dangerous to get on. The stage actors would walk up and it would wobble and shake, and it was dangerous. So that is when Fred Adams decided it was time to start figuring out how to create something permanent, a venue that was proper to a Shakespeare play. And that was the genesis for this recreation, patterned generally after the Globe Theater, the proper original Globe Theater from Shakespeare. It's not an exact replica, but it's a general replica. And the amazing thing about this is when it was finally finished in 1977, when it was properly, fully finished, it became known worldwide. So much so that in the early 1980s, the BBC actually came over here to film and do various BBC productions, because this was the only thing like it in the world, apparently. So they came over here to Southern Utah to, film whatever it was they were filming, the productions. Isn't that amazing? So this went on until 2015. It was the primary venue, but the staging area over there, you can see kind of a building over there, were becoming just inadequate because the Shakespeare Festival had grown and grown and grown. The first couple of years that it was done, they sold tickets and they'd made a couple $1,000s. By 2015, the Shakespeare Festival here was bringing in like $7 million. Their budget was $7 million, most of that from ticket sales. So they began to see that it was properly time to build something else that was suitable. So I'm guessing they still hold some sorts of events here. Probably not the proper plays that are now done in the several bigger theaters that have been constructed. But it's awesome. This is completely awesome in every way. Believe, the 2023 season, June 21st to October 7th. A Midsummer Night's Dream, Romeo and Juliet, Jane Austen's Emma the Musical, A Raisin in the Sun, The Play That Goes Wrong, Timon of Athens, and Coriolis. The Utah Shakespeare Festival took its next major step on June 23, 1989, when it opened the Randall L. Jones Theater, a modern and elegant space designed to showcase the Shakespeares of other lands. The opening of the Randall Theater was the impetus for major happenings at the festival, beginning in 1993 when the festival's hosting of the Shakespeare Theater Association of America conference, and continuing with its receipt of the prestigious 2000 Tony Award for Outstanding Regional Theaters. So it says over there, George and Dolores Dory Eccles Avenue. They as a couple are really major players of philanthropy here in Utah. Their name is all up and down the Wasatch Front. They contributed to the arts in a lot of ways.
Act 4. In January 2006, Adam took a bold step forward. He stepped down as executive producer to spearhead a new center for the arts. He envisioned more and better facilities, expanding offerings, greater artistic achievements, and increased national attention. Yet, tragedy befell in 2008 when Barbara, Fred's wife and longtime confidant, passed away. She had been there from the beginning, but now Adams was even more determined to forge ahead with their dream. In 2011, the festival celebrated its 50th anniversary. During that year, Adams challenged everything to finish raising the funds for the new center and have it ready to open in 2016, the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's death. The Engelstadt Shakespeare Theater. So essentially now, they've got the Randall L. Jones, the Engelstadt Shakespeare Theater, and the third venue is this, the Eileen and Alan Annis Studio. So this apparently is the third venue that was constructed. It looks like the very newest, but this is also used for performing plays, probably Shakespeare plays, but they also perform other plays here too. It says, the Eileen and Alan Annis Studio Theater opened its doors on July 30th, 2016. It was designed to showcase smaller, more intimate shows for the Utah Shakespeare Festival and as a home for its new plays program highlighting the Shakespeares of tomorrow. This space allows the festival to extend its offerings throughout the year. The theater is named for long-standing supporters Eileen and Alan Annis, who were major donors towards the building. It provides flexible seatings for approximately 200. How awesome is that? Yeah, I love that they've taken these design elements. It's a modern building, but they've taken these design elements, you know, from the old England and incorporated them in such a beautiful way. Utah Shakespearean Festival. And then there's another sculpture garden here with Shakespeare characters. Oh, I love this. Henry V. Look at this. Cleopatra. Isn't that crazy? And then over here, Lady Macbeth. My favorite one. I love this one right here. Bottom the Weaver. I have had a dream past the wit of man to say what dream it was. A midsummer night's dream. And then right down here, King Lear. What is this one? Sir John Falstaff. Banish plump Jack and banish all the world. Henry IV, Part 1. And then Shakespeare himself. Oh, look at this, Juliet. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other word, would smell as sweet. You can clearly tell I'm not a Shakespearean actor. I'm kind of too embarrassed to try and read even those small passages because I'm clearly not a Shakespearean actor. I remember being in high school, having an English teacher who was having us go through various Shakespeare plays. And I remember struggling to understand these Shakespeare plays. But she was an awesome teacher and she was patient with us. And so that's my limited exposure to Shakespeare is, you know, a high school 10th grade English class. Check this out. I remember coming by and seeing this 3 years ago when I was here. It's these sculptures of famous people. Fire of genius, exaltation of reason, passion for freedom. Oh man. Germain de Stael, 1766 to 1817. John Stuart Mill, Galileo Galilei, Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616, Marie Curie, Leonardo da Vinci, Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, and finally, Thomas Jefferson. Learning lives forever. That's very cool.